Anyway, what is this? Is this false or real?
Also, Isfahan, as well as Natanz. Natanz had another underground facility. Remember, before Fordo was built in 2006, Natanz had been the main enrichment site. It was also built underground. Israeli jets had been targeting it in the last week, but they had not been able to penetrate underground. So those U.S. B-2 bombers, which flew out of Whiteman Air Force Base in Missouri, they would have taken out that underground facility. Natanz is interesting. You'll remember, Brett, it was the site of the Stuxnet virus, the cyber attack on those centrifuges years ago. But
I remember that. It fucked with the sensors or some shit like that, and it caused them to like desync or whatnot and break them via the hack. That's crazy. And I remember the video had a bunch of like coincidences or like shit like oh, some employee left a USB stick in at the office or something like that. Like, dude, really, dude,
again, it
really,
was back up
dude.
and running. And what is surprising, I think, tonight is that the president announced that it was not one site, but 3 underground sites and sites inside Iran's nuclear program that were struck by the U.S. Air Force tonight.
Yeah, and it is something. We'll go back to that Truth Social and eventually Control Room, if we can put it up there just so that everybody can see it on.
No, I agree with you. I agree with that. If they get trashed, even though they're complying, that's fucked up. That's fucked up. So the other video was saying that they said they were complying, but they weren't. So signing and saying it and doing are 2 different things. If they
on the screen,
if they didn't,
the fact that this, first of all, this announcement comes from Truth Social. This is a president who has put out a lot of announcements.
The other guys are bad.
Big announcements through Truth Social, and this is the biggest of them, probably his biggest decision. The very successful attack on 3 nuclear.
Interesting. This still doesn't explain it, by the way. This still doesn't explain, by the way.
If not stopped, Iran could produce a nuclear weapon in a very short time. It could be a year. It could be within a few months.
They have the wherewithal, the stored up, preserved knowledge to make a bomb very quickly if they wanted to do it.
Iran is so dangerous. Weeks away from having the fissile material for an entire arsenal of nuclear bombs.
They're very close. They're 6 months away from being about 90% of having the enriched uranium for an atom bomb.
Iran is gearing up to produce 25 bombs, atomic bombs a year, 250 bombs in a decade.
Ladies and gentlemen, time is running out.
Iran will be capable of producing alone, without importing anything, nuclear bombs within 3 to 5 years.
If not stopped.
So what we're saying is that so they're spinning the machines fast, and then now they're spinning more machines faster. And then they sign something that says slow down, they spin slower. Then, spin fast again, spin slower again. And they're kind of like stuck in like a loop almost. Because they can't spin fast for long enough to do the thing where the red goes above the blue, so they can make the thing. Am I missing something? I'll log your video. Yeah, they stopped and reset it. Yeah, that makes sense.
There is no question whatsoever that Saddam is seeking and is working and is advancing towards the development of nuclear weapons. No question whatsoever. The nuclear armed Saddam will place the security of our entire world at risk. And make no mistake about it, if and once Saddam has nuclear weapons, the terror network will have nuclear weapons. There is no question whatsoever.
There was actual nuclear in Iraq was a lie. Interesting. Well, I feel like we're kind of getting mixed up here. This is completely different. And even then, everything can be true in the past, and still, that doesn't really affect what's going on now. Like, I don't even know what the fuck is happening now. Like, I clicked a video about it, and Chad said, out of date, bro. And then he linked me some things from fucking 1940 or some shit. He linked me some things from the fucking car ages. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? I clicked a video 5 days ago. You get mad at me because it's outdated, and he linked me a video from 1994. What the fuck? Oh my god. This guy has it apparently.
For further enrichment. Everyone is talking.
This is AI. This is AI. This is fucking AI. Chat. These guys are full AI, by the way.
About centrifuge enrichment, but let's explore how it actually works. In this visualization, the green dots represent uranium-238 atoms, while the blue dots represent the concentration of uranium-235 atoms. This first batch is natural uranium, which contains only 0.7% of uranium-235. Here, in this image, we have 5% low-enriched uranium, which is used for commercial nuclear power plants. Finally, we have weapons-grade uranium, which contains 90% uranium-235.
Wow!
As you can see, almost all the uranium-238 has been removed, and it is replaced by uranium-235 representing the color blue. Let's show how this is extracted through super simplified animation. The centrifuge consists of a high-grade tube with a spinning motor at the bottom and a feeding tube at the top.
Easy, easy. You put machines that spin at a certain speed to do what they want to do. You put them in an open field, right? With some glass around it so people can see. Boom. A little timer on it, a little meter on it. This is how fast it's spinning at all times. You can always see how fast it's spinning. It reports the data. Nobody's cheating. Everybody knows. Everybody's happy. What about it?
Uranium is fed into the centrifuge as a gas called uranium hexafluoride. As the motor...
Chat, I have a greenhouse in my backyard, let's say. You say I'm growing weed. Oh, good. Okay, now my greenhouse, I remove the opacity. Now it's see-through. Boom. It's tomatoes. Put a camera above it. You can see tomatoes the entire year. If somebody says, guys, bomb the tomatoes because it's weed. And I go, guys, look at the camera. Only tomatoes. Boom. Everybody will say that the guy trying to bomb it is schizo, right? But if I go, yo, guys, actually, you can't see. Like, you know what I'm saying, though?
Motor spins
it's monitored and shit.
The heavier uranium-238 is separated from the lighter uranium-235 using centrifugal force. The uranium-235 floats to the top and is collected at this section
and they
of the
skim
centrifuge,
it.
while the heavier uranium-238 in the color green falls to the bottom of the centrifuge and the enrichment process is complete. Let's take a look at how Israel uses its air force to strike nuclear targets, Iran's primary enrichment site, and missile production complexes. Although these routes may seem straightforward, they involve complex planning, including calculations for air refueling and coordinating attack aircraft to pass through Jordan, Syria, and Iraq. They also neutralize potential air defense threats in Syria and Iraq to ensure a safe return in case they were targeted.
Wait, in what?
Israel's strategy was to attack Iran
in what?
Waves. The first wave targeted surface air sites, radar installations, and Iran's air defense headquarters in Tehran, Elam, and Khuzestan. The second wave focused on destroying ballistic missiles, and finally, the third wave targeted military manufacturing industries. To avoid Iranian air defenses, they used the ROX missiles, which allowed them to strike from positions closer to enemy targets without requiring jets to penetrate deep into Iranian territory.
Oh.
Surprisingly, the Iranian Bavar 373 air defense system performed better than expected.
What the fuck? How'd I get that?
We'll also look into how this air defense missile works and the strength of the Iranian Air Force, all in the video ahead. Let's us first look at Israel fighter jets used in the operations. The tip of the spears are the 5th-generation F-35 fighter jets, S-16 air defense jets, and F-15 ground attack jets.
Dude, chat, you have to admire the engineering, though. Dude, some of these things are just so nice, though. Dude, chat, this is like the end of human civilization,
1,600 kilometers,
advancement.
To around 1,000 miles. While the weapons of choice were the Blue Arrow long-range supersonic missile and the ROX next-generation extended standoff air-to-surface missile. To cover such distances, air refueling tankers were used between flights. This measure was taken in case they needed to engage in a dogfight with Iranian fighter jets and also while returning from their mission. ROX is Israel's next-generation extended standoff air-to-surface ballistics missile. Israel's strike also took out General Hossein Salami, one of the country's most powerful and influential military commanders. It also allows the weapon to hit targets that have moved from their original positions. But in area of high-threat situation, these bombs typically use a GPS-enabled inertial guidance system to guide them to the general target area, before switching to an imaging infrared seeker for the terminal stage of flight, destroying the targets with deep penetration or blast fragmentation as required.
Look, I'm only laughing, Chad, because it's an old meme. You guys don't say it's funny, Chad, but I need to explain why I'm laughing. I'm not laughing because of anything, okay? Because whenever I used to play RP, I would blame the crimes on a Joey Salami and shit like that, okay? So whenever the AI said Salami, I thought it was funny. It's not about anybody dying. It's just
Surprisingly,
the way he said Salami is funny.
373 and S-300 missiles successfully intercepted Israeli drones and some missiles. Let's take a quick look of the Bavar 373. This system uses Sayed-4 missiles, which are housed in 2 rectangular launch canisters. It features a phased array radar system for tracking both aerodynamic targets and ballistic missiles over medium to long ranges. One of the radars used in the Bavar 373 is the Mirai 4, a phased array radar with a range of 450 kilometers, which Iran claims this system can simultaneously track up to 200 targets.
Oh,
The
wow.
Israeli attack can be divided into 3 distinct phases, first, second, and third wave, each targeting critical components of Iran's military infrastructure. Speaking of targets, since I've been traveling to the UK and Ireland recently, we've had to rely on airport Wi-Fi, which can be dangerously insecure. Using Surfshark VPN...
Chat, I gotta ask though. I don't mean this in a weird way. If somebody's doing something that they shouldn't be doing, and the whole world agrees, why don't they voice their opinion? Why doesn't all the other countries make it easier for civilians to know what's going on? And they say, guys, whatever's going on, it's fine. They should be doing that. We agree with this or whatever. Why don't they not say nothing? Why don't they not say nothing? Nobody's saying shit. Fucking bitch.
on disabling Iran's air defense systems. Tehran, Elam, and Qubzez that are some of the region-verified attacks also confirmed by Iran that were hit or partially damaged. Key targets include surface-to-air missile or SAM sites and radar installations, crucial for early detection and defense against aerial assaults. Iran's air defense headquarters confirmed the attacks happened, which aimed to cripple the nation's ability to track and respond to future incoming threats. While the second wave targets Iran's
doesn't
missile
really make much
capabilities,
sense.
specifically focusing on neutralizing both ballistic and hypersonic missile systems. At least 3 missile bases were attacked in a second round.
Okay, hear my opinion in that chat. If you really want your missiles to do what it wants to do, why don't you put missiles on the missile? And it's going to the target, counter missile is coming in, and the missile sends a missile to the counteracting missile. Boom! Boom! Boom!
Second wave of Israeli strike. IDF drones also targeted the secretive Parchin military base in the outskirts of Tehran, and finally one drone made it through the Iranian air defense and hit the base while others were shot down.
Me.
These strikes are designed to prevent Iran from launching retaliatory missile strikes.
And chat, if they track it via heat, why don't they just put like little cannons around it, and it spews massive amount of CO2 or whatever the fuck, right? Like cryo juice, makes a big fucking cloud of cold.
The third and final wave focuses on destroying key military barracks and manufacturing facilities essential to Iran's missile production and military logistics. Targets include the Qadiri Barracks and Hassan Khan Castle, a missile manufacturing and preparation center. The Sepah Air Force Logistics Center and Imam Ali Barracks are allegedly included in this phase to disrupt logistical support and command structures. Israel were trying to target these missiles bases like the Fatah 1 and Fatah 2 missiles.
Okay, yeah, it's
it was used for the first time and is one of Iran's advanced missile systems. What sets it apart from other ballistic missiles is its ability to accelerate outside the Earth's atmosphere, while its aerodynamic control surfaces enable steering to evade the famous Aero Missiles defense system made by Israel. Israel was also looking to strike these ground-launched ballistic missiles that targeted the IDF bases. Israel also wants to dismantle. The Shahab 3 is the foundation for all of Iran's medium-range ballistic missiles and uses liquid propellant. Let's break this down into several parts. To fight against the F-16 and F-35 jets, the Iranian have the tip of the spear. It consists of American-made aircraft, around 64 numbers of F-4 Phantoms that Iran purchased.
Yo, what the fuck? Now I'm lost. I don't get it anymore, man. I hate geopolitics. I hate geopolitics. Brother. They give them something to do some shit. Then they go, oh nah, they got this. What the fuck is this? I can't. Are you kidding me? How could they have this? How could they have this? But they gave it to them.
Purchased during the Shah's regime. The F-4 Phantom is Iran's primary attack aircraft and is considered the backbone of the Iranian Air Force.
Oh, 50 years ago.
In addition, Iran possesses around 40 numbers of F-14 Tomcats, also American-made, which still have the capability to pose a threat to the F-35.
Bro. So the U.S. gives toys to everybody. Then they go, oh my God, this is using as the toy we gave him. That's crazy. And this guy too? Dude, you guys can't be doing this shit, man. How could you guys do this? How could they? That's crazy.
Iran also acquired approximately 30 MiG-29 multirole fighter jets from Russia, interestingly designed to counter the F-16. The second part of the air defense is the $800 million S-300 air defense system, which is capable of intercepting targets at a range of 120.
Yo. Crazy. Let me guess. They need the money. They need the money. So they just fund everybody's wars so that they make money throughout the countries and whatnot. Crazy. But when somebody else finds a way to make cool shit that isn't war-based, like chips, they go, oh my God, microchips in my veins. Oh no, guys, 5G. Oh, dude, I don't get it. Somebody would have to explain to me. That's fucking brain rot. I don't even know anymore.
20 kilometers, that translates to about 75 miles. When launched on a ballistic trajectory, it can...
Oh, because the chips also go in the bombs! Oh my God. Brother, this is actually insane.
Distances of up to 400 kilometers, that is around 200.
There's no winning. It is everybody loses situation.
But they might have intercepted low-flying cruise missiles, otherwise it could have been a much larger destruction if not for these air defense systems. We also make original engineering content, so please subscribe and hit the notification bell for more videos.
Chat, all this is so ironic and dumb. I feel like at this point, maybe I don't get it, or maybe what they should do is what I said last time. Nobody has nukes. If you have nuke, you get nuked by the central nuke bank they put on a fucking island. An island has all the world nukes. And every country in the world say, we agree not to have nukes. On the pretext that the island will send nukes, that if somebody is doing nukes. Hold on. The whole world agrees about island nuke bank. Hold on. If somebody does some fucking shit and their country making nukes, then every country goes like, guys, we need an 80% approval rate. Countries, do we agree to nuke the nukers? Well, I mean, guys, we all said no nuke, so yeah. Island sends nuke. It is what it is. I mean, people say, oh, dude, what about the people that live there? I gotta be honest with you, though. The world agreed, no nukes. What are you making nukes for? You get nuked. Boom, done. Wiped out. Then, boom. So, what is the argument against island nuke bank that I just came up with? Give me an argument against it why that wouldn't work? Nuke the island. Okay, so I lied. There's a secret society, right? There's actually a few islands. And they defend one another. And if you try to nuke it, they nuke you before. Otherwise, I have the other one, which is even smarter than an idea. Idea number 2, chat. This is actually my real idea, by the way. 2 ideas. The other idea is every country has a nuke in their main city at all times. Every country puts a nuke that's armed, and it's connected to the internet, and it says nuke activated at all times. If any country does anything fucky, they try to nuke somebody, the world, every other country agrees. Okay, yeah, activate, boom. And by trying to nuke somebody, they actually self-nuke themselves because the other countries activate the nuke that are in it, so they self-nuke. So just don't nuke anybody, and nobody gets nuked. Thoughts? This is why I'm not a world leader, because, let's be honest, all this is about money, right? And my solution is actually just too simple and too actually, it's rooted that too much in reality. We have to go into the fucking la la land that you live in, or some shit, where no, dude, but we need to make a little bit of money here, dude. How do we make money if we don't sell a rocket, man? Guys, how will the rocket makers feed their family if they're not selling rockets to rocket senders, man? Dude, come on, bruh. Are you really gonna take their jobs away, dude? Classic. I'm done.
I bet you can get pretty deep in me with that gnarly honker.
It's Fox. Come on, bro.
Cold War. I don't want to get into all the details, but the feeling was that the U.S. had basically, fomented a coup to put the Shah into power. They put the Shah in power, and they've aimed everything at the West. They've been anti-Western the entire time.
Hold on.
And so that's what that is. That's what that regime is all about. And so right now, all the things that are underlie that regime, all the things that underlie has now taken the thing they've always pointed at is like, we might be able to develop a nuclear weapon. We might be a member of the nuclear club. We might be, quote, invincible because we have nuclear capability. That's what they've kind of held out for a very long period of time. Well, in one fell swoop, we went in there and eliminated their capability to do that, as near as we can tell right now. And that's going to have, along with Israel,
what is he saying?
The skies over Iran.
Donald Trump is Elvis Presley and also the fallen angel
some
Lucifer.
Significant impact
Do your own
on
research, chat.
on the ability of this regime to maintain itself in power.
Al, we appreciate your time. I will say that it's now 10 o'clock Eastern time. We anticipate that the president will step up to this podium any moment now. We don't know if he's going to come out any second now, any minute now, but I'm going to keep you on the line here, Hal, until we see President Trump walk out. Let's ask one more time, what exactly are you going to be looking to hear from the president? This is going to be the first time we've heard him on camera since we heard about this. What we've heard from him on social media is that he has completed what he calls very successful attacks on 3 nuclear sites in Iran. That includes Fordow, Natanz, and Isfahan. Hal, looks like President Trump.
He's live.
President Vance.
Fordow, Natanz, and Isfahan. Everybody heard those names for years as they built this horribly destructive enterprise. Our objective was the destruction of Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity and a stop to the nuclear threat posed by the world's #1 state sponsor of terror. Tonight, I can report to the world that the strikes were a spectacular military success. Iran's key nuclear enrichment facilities have been completely and totally obliterated. Iran, the bully of the Middle East, must now make peace. If they do not, future attacks will be far greater and a lot easier.
Jeez,
For 40 years, Iran has been saying death to America, death to Israel. They have been killing our people, blowing off their arms, blowing off their legs with roadside bombs. That was their specialty. We lost over 1,000 people, and hundreds of thousands throughout the Middle East and around the world have died as a direct result of their hate. In particular, so many were killed by their general, Qasem Soleimani. I decided a long time ago that I would not let this happen. It will not continue. I want to thank and congratulate Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu. We worked as a team like perhaps no team has ever worked before. And we've gone a long way to erasing this horrible threat to Israel. I want to thank the Israeli military for the wonderful job they've done. And most importantly, I want to congratulate the great American patriots who flew those magnificent machines tonight, and all of the United States military on an operation the likes of which the world has not seen in many, many decades. Hopefully, we will no longer need their services in this capacity. I hope that's so. I also want to congratulate the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Dan Raisin Kane, spectacular general, and all of the brilliant military minds involved in this attack. With all of that being said, this cannot continue. There will be either peace or there will be tragedy for Iran far greater than we have witnessed over the last 8 days. Remember, there are many targets left. Tonight's was the most difficult of them all, by far, and perhaps the most lethal. But if peace does not come quickly, we will go after those other targets with precision, speed, and skill. Most of them can be taken out in a matter of minutes. There's no military in the world that could have done what we did tonight, not even close. There has never been a military that could do what took place just a little while ago. Tomorrow, General Kane, Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth will have a press conference at 8 a.m. at the Pentagon. And I want to just thank everybody, and in particular, God. I want to just say we love you, God, and we love our great military. Protect them. God bless the Middle East. God bless Israel. And God bless America. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Any questions for that? Any questions? No questions? I have a question. I have a question. I have a few questions. Chad, this guy's got a fake hand, right?
We will no longer.
Chad, that hand is absolutely fake 100%, no? That's definitely a fake hand.
Longer need their services in this capacity. I hope that's so. I also want to congratulate the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Dan Raisin Kane.
Oh, this guy. How many hands that are real in this one? 2 hands? 1 hand? How many hands?
Killer General. And all of the brilliant military minds involved in this attack. With all of that being said, this cannot continue. There will be either peace or the...
Chat. I think people are too harsh on Vance's. They misread. Always is dude. The guy frowns a lot.
That the strikes were
always
spectacular.
Doesn't mean that he's like mad or sad or confused. I just don't really get it. Everyone says, "Oh, did you see when he was there? He was mad."
Obliterated.
Bro,
Iran,
it's just his face. Like
must now make peace.
It's his face, yo.
If they do not, future attacks will be far greater and a lot easier. For 40 years, Iran has been saying death to America, death to Israel. They have been killing our people.
So that was like the most nothing burger type press release, pretty much.
Blowing off their arms, blowing off their legs with roadside bombs. That was their specialty. We lost over 1,000 people, and hundreds of thousands throughout the Middle East and around the world have died as a direct result of their hate.
So is there anybody out there, like in terms of like
General
big news outlet or like people?
I decided a long time ago that I would not let this happen.
That is bad. Is that a bad? It's bad.
I want to thank and congratulate Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu. We worked as a team like perhaps no team has ever worked before, and we've gone a long way to erasing this horrible threat to Israel. I want to thank the Israeli.
I'm just saying it, like attacking the nuclear sites, whatever. Are there commentators or like news media that say this is bad? Like what's the overall outlook on this? Like what's the outlook out there about this? Dude, these ads are crazy. Is it actually mixed? Interesting. What is the chat saying? Hold on.
And help lead the Middle East and beyond to a future of prosperity and peace. President Trump and I often say, peace through strength.
Bro, this mic is shit.
First comes strength, then comes peace. And tonight, President Trump and the United States acted with a lot of strength. President Trump, I thank you. The people of Israel thank you. The forces of civilization thank you. God bless America. God bless Israel. And may God bless our unshakable alliance, our unbreakable faith.
Okay, so there you have it. That was the message from Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu thanking the Trump administration in conjunction with an update on Operation.
It's like 50-50 in the chat. Maybe we'll watch it. We'll watch it in a few minutes. We might watch it one more time. Hold on a second here. Let me.
Why wouldn't you watch it?
Let me do this.
Yeah, we can put some games.
Just a second. Just a moment.
Yes, he didn't play it.
Again, press conference.
Chad,
He said 8 a.m. for the press conference, right?
Chad, there's so many
Isn't
live
that
broadcasts.
what was said, 8 a.m.?
Like, look at that.
Details of the operation, about the very difficult questions, David, of what are the next steps? What happens with Iran? What happens with Iran's efforts to retaliate? We heard some of that in the speech just now when he said the attacks will be far greater and much easier if Iran does anything to the United States. But David, we are in a new phase here right now.
To the United
I think it is
States.
without question, the most consequential decision that we have ever seen Donald Trump make. And it's entirely unclear what direction it will go. Will it be consistent with his promise to end the forever war? That's the argument that's being made tonight by the president's advisors. They're saying that what this has done is finally an American president has taken care of an Iranian threat that has bedeviled the United States for nearly a half a century. Finally, an American president has ended a threat that has killed a lot of Americans, as you heard the president mention, in the attacks on American troops, especially.
ABC is what? Is it left side media?
But
Middle?
the question is, did it end the threat, or did it create another new and more dangerous chapter in the U.S.-Iran conflict?
Yeah, no question, it is a new chapter, John Carl. Bottom line here, the willingness to get on the phone with you signaled that the president was very pleased with the outcome of this operation tonight.
Very pleased with the outcome and eager to tell people that he is very pleased with the outcome tonight.
All right, John Carl, stick with us here for our live coverage. I want to bring in Martha Raddatz, our Chief Global Affairs Correspondent. And Martha, you had been on the air with us on World News Tonight all week long.
Wait,
We were
links
reporting
on
a couple of questions for you. We know B-2 bombers were used. Do we have any clarity yet on whether or not those bunker buster bombs...
At the moment, the penetrating bomb is dropped from the aircraft. It can rely on its powerful kinetic energy to continue drilling down in the direction of the sharp warhead, just like a nail being driven into wood, without detonating immediately. At the same time, because its casing is made of high-strength materials, it can protect the internal structure from damage during impact. In order to achieve precise strikes, the delay fuse at the back serves to delay detonation until the penetrating bomb reaches the set depth, at which point it will detonate the explosives according to specific instructions.
But how is it digging down, though?
This design not only destroys enemy underground factories or laboratories, but also minimizes excessive damage to surface targets.
Wait, just gravity? That's it? Just gravity? Huh?
It will detonate the...
What if they just put like a road above it? Or they just put a road above it?
Explosives according to specific instructions. This design not only destroys enemy underground factories or laboratories, but also minimizes excessive damage to surface targets.
Or like some metal then, or some fucking some steel.
At the moment,
hypersonic speed and extremely good materials. Really?
Impact into wood. It can rely on its powerful kinetic energy to continue.
Meta-genology.
Drilling down in the rely on its powerful kinetic energy to continue drilling down in the direction of the sharp warhead, just like a nail being driven into wood, without detonating immediately.
What the fuck is
At
that?
the same time, because its casing is made of high-strength materials,
Kinetic energy.
the internal structure from damage during impact. In order.
What a shitty AI thing, dude. Actually crazy.
There are different bunker buster bombs of different caliber, but what sets it apart from the rest is this GBU-57, which is typically delivered by the B-2 Spirit stealth bomber. Due to the bomb's large size and weight, the aircraft can carry only 2 of these weapons in its bomb bay compartments. While it lacks thrusters, the weapon is equipped with 4 active lattice fins and a precision guidance system that enables it to glide accurately to its target using military-grade GPS. Constructed from a specially designed high-performance steel alloy, using its weight when falling under gravity to penetrate or dig itself up to 200 feet of underground soil or concrete. We'll also look into the difference between the massive ordnance penetrator and the mother of all bombs with step-by-step process of how they work, all in the video ahead.
Wait.
To give you an idea of the varying levels of penetration capability among different bunker buster bombs, let's compare a few examples. First, we have the BLU-109, also pronounced blue. It is a 2,000-pound or bomb developed in the 1970s. This weapon is capable of penetrating approximately 1.8 meters or about 5 feet of reinforced concrete.
That's fucking dog shit. What the fuck were they doing back then?
Next, we move on to the GBU-28, which is equipped with a laser-guided system at its front. This bomb can penetrate to a depth of nearly 6 meters, equivalent to roughly 20 feet, which is as tall as a 2-story building.
Brother, that's fucking straight dog shit. What are they doing?
However, neither of these compares to the massive capabilities of the GBU-57, also known as the Massive Ordnance Penetrator. It can penetrate over 60 meters into the ground, around 200 feet. To put that...
Dude, what happened between this year and that year? Like, did they invent a new gravity?
Bro. This depth is comparable to the height of a 20-story building, depending on the floor heights. These examples demonstrate the significant advancements and differences in penetration levels among these specialized weapons. Let's put an average human here against this weapon, which is 20.5 feet long, giving it a streamlined, aerodynamic shape that is crucial for stability and precision. With a diameter of 31.5 inches and weighing an incredible 30,000 pounds, translating to approximately 14,000 kilograms, it utilizes its massive weight to generate the kinetic energy required for deep penetration. This heavy, compact design enables it to break through over 200 feet of reinforced concrete, making it one of the most effective bunker-busting munitions in the world. Let's take a look at the parts of this weapon. The most important part is the body casing, made of hardened ferrocobalt alloy to withstand impact.
Chat, why not make it go to the bottom, and then it opens up and there's like a crab, like a hermit crab, and it starts to drill.
Interestingly, the body comprises more than 80% of the bomb's total weight. Inside this cover, you will find the following components. At the front is the nose fuse well, all of which are joined by a fuse conduit. Sandwiched within this rod is the explosive-filled 5,000-pound warhead, which translates to approximately 2,267 kilograms. This conduit then connects to a tail fuse, which, interestingly, is the main detonator and is crucial for delayed action. Moving to the back, nestled inside the tail, we discover the intricacies of its guidance system. Here, the inertial guidance kit collaborates seamlessly with the military-grade global positioning unit, ensuring precise navigation towards its intended target. Alongside these components, one can find the adapter ring, which facilitates the attachment of the telemetry antenna, crucial for transmitting data, as well as the encryption key battery, which safeguards sensitive information. Venturing deeper into its structure, we encounter the thermal batteries vital for powering the system and the composite fins strategically positioned to aid in directing the missile towards its objective.
Classic.
These fins, meticulously controlled by internal gears, maneuver with precision, responding to commands to adjust the trajectory accurately. Let's take a look at the smaller bunker buster, how it works. It has a laser sensor at the front.
Yeah, but chat, what even made it so it would dig deeper though? Like, what happened between the one and the other that made it so much better? Like, speed? The initial, like, what the fuck? Wait, dude, is it 80%?
And just behind that are adjustable fins. In the midsection, there is a warhead that weighs approximately 650 pounds containing tritonal explosive. This is a mixture of 80% TNT and 20% aluminum powder.
I would have let them borrow my
Finally, we have the retractable fins at the rear. To give you a better sense of its size, comparing it to a person can be helpful. The casing has a length of approximately 19 feet long, which translates to around 5 meters. This section is made of an artillery barrel, which is very strong, and has a diameter of 14.5 inches, which translates to around 37 centimeters, making it relatively narrow. They intentionally made the smaller cross-sectional area. This means the bomb displaces less material, whether earth or concrete, as it penetrates layers of reinforced bunkers or building. The smaller cross-section allows it...
Oh! Dude, if you aim it properly, it doesn't have to go to the soil and the shit and the fucking... and the cement. It can because a building, usually it's gonna have like a thing under the main thing at the top. So all I have to do is just crush to the fucking paper, like, dog shit floors, dude.
Enter deep into buildings, potentially avoiding steel and concrete. Let's move back to the MOP and its cost factor. The development cost of the GBU-57 is estimated to be between $400 and $500 million, with its production price per unit around $3.5 million. Meanwhile, the GBU-28, a 4,000-pound bomb, costs approximately $100,000 to $150,000 per unit, while the per-unit cost of the BLU-109 is approximately $25,000 to $84,000 for each JDAM kit.
It's not too bad.
Let's take a look at how this works. Step 1. The bomb deployment platform. As previously mentioned, a B-2 stealth bomber flies at a very high altitude.
Holy. Do other countries even have this shit? I've never seen one of these pyramids like super plane be flown anybody else. So everybody's playing the old game.
Aircraft reaches the designated location and the conditions are optimal. It releases the weapon. The bomb is designed for precision, and the deployment height plays a crucial role in its trajectory and effectiveness. Then step 2 comes the targeting precision. The bomb is outfitted with advanced guidance technology, including GPS and inertial navigation systems, which are military-grade satellites. Then comes step 3, that is adjusting the trajectory. The guidance information and data is then transmitted to the bomb's
even the paint is secret tech apparently this
fins located at the rear. These fins can move and adjust in real time, allowing the bomb to correct its course as it descends under the force of gravity. These adjustments are essential because the weapon does not have thrusters to change its trajectory. Instead, it relies on the movement of these fins and a high-altitude drop to control its flight path. This is why the bomb must be deployed from a very high altitude so it has enough time and distance to adjust its trajectory accurately. Here comes the most difficult.
I just had the most demonic idea. Hold on.
Part that is step 4, impact and penetration. The bomb, known as the Massive Ordnance Penetrator.
What if they had sent, chat, like 10 years ago, we don't even know about it, in space, some super like big satellite like tube, right? But it's not, and it keeps going, orbiting around the Earth, right? And whenever they want to, it opens up and it has multiple like rounds of like 60 rockets per like fucking compartment, 6 compartments, and it goes boom, boom, back to back to like from the space, right? So it's going downwards and nothing can stop it because it's just too many.
It's approximately 30,000 pounds, which is around 14,000 kilograms.
Chat, what is a rod of God? What is that shit?
With immense force designed to penetrate deep into hardened structures, such as bunkers. The energy upon impact allows the bomb to bury itself over 200 feet into reinforced concrete, ensuring it delivers its payload precisely where it is intended for maximum effect.
What about YouTube instead of Googling it?
Finally, step 5 involves the tricky part of arming the weapon.
Chat, I have a big rod of God, if you know what I mean.
Double fuses are required as a backup. The first is for G-sensing, and the second is the time delay fuse. Why the redesign was necessary, it was to ensure that the bomb could strike facilities buried beneath significant layers of hardened material.
I'm not watching this anymore.
Dropping the atomic bombs that essentially forced Japan to end World War II led to a number of weapons and munitions miles above the Earth. Unlike a bullet, it would actually gain speed as it dropped.
Yeah, but chat,
hitting its
this is dog shit. Chat, you hit that mother sucker in the air, it's useless. You hit that mother, it's just one thing. It's useless.
Power equivalent to an intercontinental ballistic missile without the mess of a nuclear weapon. The US actually used a variation of this tactic in Vietnam. These lazy dog bombs were small pieces of non-explosive steel fitted with fins. They were dropped by the hundreds and reached speeds of up to 500 miles per hour and penetrating up to 9 inches of concrete. This led to the development of Project Thor, which called for a bundle of 20-foot long, 1-foot thick rods.
Motherfucker, that's literally my idea. Wait, hold on. Bro, they actually stole my shit. That's crazy. That's literally my idea.
Barrier-breaking speeds. And again, avoid the fallout associated with nuclear weapons, which were the only thing capable of delivering equivalent damage. So haven't these rods from God been released? Two main reasons. First, the actual weight of the projectile by the time it hits the target is still being debated. Just as large pieces of space junk break up and burn.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say, isn't it gonna fucking burn in on re-entry?
Burn as they fall. The same could happen to these metal projectiles. The other reason, cost. Dropping these hammers from the skies.
Oh my god. They just put a fucking anti-heat shield in front that detached on the way down, bruh. Oh my god, dude, hold on.
More expensive than equivalent weapons in the arsenal. However, with the commercialization of space taking new steps forward via SpaceX and others, that may not be an issue for long. I'm Jeff Ranke, and this...
Interesting, yeah.
I will be sure that World War III will not happen. I'm the only one can say it won't happen.
World War III is not going to happen,
here
bro.
Today, and I'm the only candidate who can make this promise. I will prevent, and very easily, World War III, very easily.
What do you mean, shut up? It's not going to happen, bro. You just caused it. Holy fuck.
Why was that? Was that previously? I don't get it.
Oh, shit.
Chat. What is that? I keep thinking this shit.
By now, you've probably heard AI scientists.
I don't care about that. After this chat, I'm done. We'll go next. I don't know what he's saying. It's going to be hard for me to follow through. I can't.
وقاتلوا المشركين كافة كما يقاتلونكم كافة.
I don't know what he's saying. I'm sorry. I'd have to get a translator or some shit like that.